Oh my God, who the hell cares?
Hallucinations, rambling incoherently, fever, sweats, and shakes. It's not COVID, it's fanboy panic disorder over Halo Infinite. Here we go again. I'm Frankie at Basement, and this is Skid Plate News, scraping the bottom so you don't have to. And as Mark Twain once said, truth is stranger than fiction. Because fiction is obliged to stick to possibilities. Truth is not. If he was alive today and witnessed social media firsthand in the direction in which it's going, he would say, "You guys are f***ed in the head. I'm out." Our first story caters to something that we don't normally cover. Politics. However, I'm covering this because it does affect everybody as a whole. It does take this dangerous precedent to extreme levels. So, let us begin. Do you hate that I'm a furry? Do you hate my points of view? Well, you've hurt my feelings, and now you're going to jail. The UK is apparently overhauling their communications law to apparently an online safety bill, which will see trolls jailed for 2 years if they cause psychological harm. And with today's divas out there, that's not going to be too hard to accomplish. This is to apparently combat online hate. Now, I'm all for people acting civil with each other, but let's be real. Some people just need to be called out for their bullshit online.
What did the five fingers say to the face? What? Slap!
The problem that I can see with this is now anyone who offers any sort of unsolicited criticism could face jail time. Especially since the world is producing some of the most thin-skinned whiners at an alarming rate. This show could end up in hot water if such a thing were to be adopted in Canada or the USA.
FBI, open up!
They're here.
Think it can't happen here? Think again. Look at what kind of social justice warriors exist nowadays. To them, this would silence criticism and blowback. However, this is a double-edged sword. Political figures, corporations, and news outlets could start tossing out lawsuits and charges non-stop. Can you imagine? On top of which, individuals, various advocate groups, and even people's pets could start filing suits and charges. This can and will be abused to control blowback and criticism. Hell, entire groups of protesters could end up in jail just for causing psychological harm. You see, kids, Uncle Frankie will point out to you how the world is going to hell. Most people see the political spectrum as a line. See? Left and right. Okay? However, it's actually turned into a circle with extremism at the top. And guess what? All of these things seem to meet in the center, regardless if you're coming from the left side or the right side. Control. That is the solution. That is the answer. How do you think what you can do and how you can express yourself will be forever altered if such a thing were to come into effect? Movements towards social justice has now basically become political monoliths. Right-wing militant extremism is no different either. And this sort of law is the first step towards surrendering your right to have an opinion. Or criticize somebody else for it, for that matter. A quote from Star Wars is fitting.
So this is how liberty dies. with thunderous applause.
Because neither the right or the left care as long as they win, and that will lead to cheers and applause. Our next story will sound like a rehash in some regards. It is, because people are broken records. With that said, I feel Halo Infinite has already won Game of the Year, and has already won the generation for Xbox. Why? It hasn't released yet, but it has been one of the most talked about games for the last few years. Imagine that.
Why are we still here? Just to suffer? Every night, I can feel my leg, and my arm, even my fingers. The body I've lost.
Whether it was the initial preview over a year ago, where the now famous Craig image was mocked, turned into a meme, attacked, and then, to the frustration of PS fanboys, embraced by the Xbox community. And the company, believe it or not. Thanks, Phil. Or how it gets dropped a lot about the last 6 years to make it, not to mention the $500 million budget, which apparently these people have an investment in or something. I have no idea. They talk as if they do. 6 years is about standard for most AAA titles. Let's be real. This is nothing new. $500 million to produce this game? Yes, it's a huge chunk of change. However, large budgets don't break barriers, destroy performance gaps, and limitations of hardware. And keep in mind, kids, this is a last-gen game.
You suck!
They can make things look good. They can make it engaging. They can even make it fun! And really, that's the issue. We've explored Fruitgate, where the game's fruits and veggies weren't reacting to bullets. Oh dear. Garnering the reaction from people, even in the development community, against those who would say that the game is trash because of fruit physics. My God. The following flight, a cheeky dev coded the bananas and other fruit to explode when you shot them. Next. Yeah, there's a next. There was the tire physics. Because they explode and disintegrate, as opposed to deflating like in Grand Theft Auto 4. Oops. The reload animations and sounds for the futuristic, not real weapons weren't realistic enough? I don't know what somebody was trying to point out at one point in time, but apparently they did. Then, the game's graphics were dated. 2013 graphics, in fact. Oh my God. Nothing new, always trash, never good. But for such a worthless game with no redeeming qualities, a Game Pass filler from a development company that doesn't care about its customers, rips people off, and apparently doesn't pay developers at all, has both ponies and other entities talking, complaining, creating videos, Twitter spaces, and news articles. Oh my. For something this bad, it needs to be talked about from people not invested in the game at all. Weird. Let's begin. Dr. Disrespect. Oh yes. Character, celebrity, former Twitch icon, turned YouTuber now. I wonder how that happened. Average viewer age, 14 to 16 years old. That's respectable, Dr. Disrespect. relies on battle royales for content. Yes. Mention that Halo needs a BR to survive past 3 weeks. Now, this has been talked about by other people, but let that sink in. Halo has never had a BR in the 20 years that it's been around. Sure, it's had pretty much the same, but people love it. Could it hurt to have one? No. More content is always better. More options are always better. But it should feel naturally implemented and not rushed or an afterthought, like, say, Fallout 76? And, I don't know, Battlefield 5, maybe? But if I agree, then why mention it at all? Well, Halo, at 20 years old, has tens of millions, if not hundreds of millions, of fans who are still playing without a BR. 2 decades later. Imagine that. Now, on to our next thing. Digital Foundry, the flip-flopping fish in the gaming industry, chimed in last year about the state of Halo along with everybody else, and they were valid reasons, like the dated graphics and what looked like a rushed experience, etc., etc. But now we're here a year later, multiple flights have happened, but yeah, they addressed everything. The graphics, and they were all more than met. They were exceeded, in fact, in my opinion. In fact, in the opinion of a lot of people's, they were exceeded. But Alex at Digital Foundry feels that Halo misses the mark, and in some ways, looks worse.
What? What the fuck?
And you can imagine where this led. This, of course, got all the sycophants in various communities. Like, of course, our good friend, the Salt King. Notable accomplishments, really skewed and bad takes, an awful catchphrase, buying an Xbox Series X with GoFundMe money that was meant for other things. Apparently he has a really, really bad ticker and needed that money for his heart surgery. But, Xbox better. Yeah, I don't get it either. He also got his ass handed to him on his own show by Colin Moriarty. Then deleted the uploaded video, putting up a crying video about PS games going to PC, then disabled the votes, and then ultimately delisted the video.
You serious?
Yes. He decided to throw his support in there. Stay salty, Salt King.
Oh my God! Yes! Yes! Oh, let me taste your tears, honey. Your tears are so yummy and sweet. Oh, the tears of unfathomable sadness.
Oh, and we also have the PlayStation Ambassador, the newly anointed Pegasus Nation, the most memeable character, J-Dub. Because Digital Foundry is awesome when they are on your side, but shills when they are not. Oh, there's no point in going further because he's overly sensitive. He's a clown who just can dish it out, but just can't take it. It's just, yeah, he makes his own comedy. I don't know if he trolls or he says he's trolling, but he gets trolled. Okay, this is a whole confusing scenario with this particular character. And his reactions from disappointment are priceless. Which is why he's one of the most memeable people used by detractor channels whenever they talk about him. Oh, God. Oh, there are countless examples like this going on every day since Halo Infinite has started to make its debut. Ever since the flights dropped, ever since the single campaign trailer dropped, this has been the ongoings of Twitter. So, since we've covered a lot here, this will be the final piece I will comment on.
3090. I only wanted it because it's fun. Yes, that is the only requirement of an Xbox game. It must be fun. We don't care what it looks like. And for that makeshift pimp you just had on here, talking jive, we don't care about a bitch with titties. It just has to be fun. Whether she got titties, a booty, or a flat back, as long as she's fun. Do you understand me, my brother J-Dub?
What, are you retarded?
Yes, that's right. You're not allowed to have fun. Which makes this here once a playful meme talking about stop having fun, Xbox, mean a whole lot more with actual audio to capture. Say basically that. These guys are a living, breathing parody of themselves. They
ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine.
They are living, breathing stereotypes, okay, from what was once made fun of them, now is actually them. Oh, it's not about enjoyment, gameplay, or whatever, because video games are serious business. To feel this inadequate, to have this incessant need for validation for the purchase of your favorite plastic box is just ridiculous. And for those of you who may be new here, and you're unfamiliar with the characters that I'm talking about and the ongoings in this Twitter's gaming community, I can tell you that you may not recognize the players, but you definitely should understand the game. A curated toxic fan club hell-bent on making your experiences in life absolutely miserable.
Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
And they are pissed off. No first-party AAA games for the next few months. And that the news that all their exclusives are not going to PC and probably day and date of whenever they drop, like day one, kind of like Game Pass. Oh, I didn't see that coming. Outdated memes referencing Metacritic from years ago. They're still using those. Yeah. That 60 score they love to drop around and then use lewd pictures and GIFs or whatever to make their point, because that really sends a message home that you can't draw inside of, the boundaries of what's acceptable for, not generating toxicity. We have to go straight for the frickin' jugular. No, we can't just have fun with things. You guys just have to be pricks. And a united Xbox community who are happy with lots to play wherever they want. These are the things that they're so absolutely pissed off about. So the only thing I can suggest, guys, is Xbox is actually a really friendly community. Have they been toxic in the past? Yes. But I don't know. Buy an Xbox, get Game Pass, have fun with all of us, including me. I'll open you with, open arms. What can I say? I'm a nice furry. But, that's up to you. We'll be waiting. And, try not to stay salty. It actually causes damage. And we're clear. So, guys, you'll never believe this. Sam's wife brings home 2 kittens who immediately think I'm its mother. So, you know what? My nipples hurt and the dog is horrified, and I've already had to label a few baggies laying around the house, not catnip. Let the good times roll. I'm out.